Hey, this is Match once again. What about the other videos? Another paid request this time for Aragorn. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, topics, reactions, commentaries, what have you, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And he wanted me to talk about Saul of the Moment, which was, I guess, something on Adult Swim. And I never heard of this, but watching it, I could see it getting an appeal from people as a very low budget fever dream. And again, for those interested in requesting anything, you feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. Actually, did I say that already? I probably did, but this fever dream I just watched was kind of discombobulating my brain. But I will say, at the very least, it was refreshing and fun to watch because you look at a lot of stuff today, and a lot of stuff comes off as either very PC, politically charged, like Proud Family, having stuff about Abe Lincoln didn't want to free the slaves. Or Velma, and I have not seen Velma. I haven't been requested that yet. But Adult Swim, there's a lot of times on that Cartoon Network that Adult Swim just really provide very creative, unique, different, out the norm material. Whether it be a lot, I've seen clips of, and I did see a few episodes of Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Robot Chicken I've always enjoyed. I got some of the DVDs. They stopped making DVDs, sadly, but I do have the first. Was it 2, 4, 6? About 9 or so, give or take. Can't remember how many. 8 or 9. But anyway, I know you also had Rick and Morty, and at times they would show reruns, syndicated reruns of Teen of the Hill. What was it? The Bob's Burgers, which was never for me. Futurama. I don't know what they do nowadays. Because I remember before this, I looked up, like, I don't have cable, and I don't know if at one point they just went to the website. Because, like, this, to watch Soul of the Moment, the only way I could find it is on their Adult Swim website, which was able to see for free, so that was nice. But I don't know if they do more online stuff or if they actually are still on Cartoon Network, because I know there's this whole thing with dealing with Warner Brothers and the merger with Discovery, and that canceled and screwed up a lot of things. Hence why the DC universe is in an upheaval now. Among many other, Batgirl got out in the shed, and among other stuff. And I looked at their material, I'm like, doesn't seem like there's a lot of new stuff they have going on. Just older stuff. Mike Tyson's Mysteries. Well, that's what I have to check out. I've seen clips and bits and pieces. That's one I have to check out. Maybe like a blind buy. I don't know if it's on DVD or something. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, this, from what I understand, only lasted 1 year. 1 season. And like a lot of Adult Swim stuff, like Robot Chicken, Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and this, they're like 10 minutes long. So at the very least, even if you're not into it, at least it doesn't take you long to watch it. Just 10, 11 minutes. And it's sort of a take on Land of the Lost. That's what's going on. It's their take on Land of the Lost. Being very cheap special effects, but done practical. It's also meant to look like a very bad show on purpose. I know there's shows that have done that I thought did a bit better. Garth is a Merendi's Dark Place, I think is what it's called, which I did quite like that one. I would say I like that more than this. That was like a soap opera horror show. And then from time the actors from this canceled show, Lost show, talk about their experiences making the show. Then it goes back to the show where there's all these screw-ups happening. To show just how much of a bad show it was. I thought it was a bit more witty and funny. This is much more in your face. Because it starts with a group of people in this team called Strata that was supposed to go beneath the planet. And like the pilot episode, it keeps changing the title card because things start happening and it becomes a new show. And it goes like a standby. And here's a new title card. Then standby, here's another new title card. So it goes from Beneath the Planet of the People to Saul Malone Geologist to Saul the Mole Man, which they use for the rest of it. But this team's going under the planet. There's very fake foam rocks. It's supposed to be. Like one lands on the captain, there's big blood splash. But then when Saul lifts it up, the captain's face is fine. He's like, cover my genitals, they're exposed. And he does it. That's not mine. Mine's over there. Because the trash has ripped people apart. Saul, he kind of looks like Weird Al Yankovic, like he did back in the day. Doesn't sound like him, but looks like him. And he goes on, and there's the only ones left is him, this guy in a tube container called Johnny Tambourine, and a robot. And they find these mole men, and they have to figure out what to do next. And it's a lot of, I like the idea of each, since I did not know anything about it, oh, you think it's a crew. Now most of them are dead. Now it's this guy. Oh, he found these two and others. Now it's about this. And they found mole men, so it's this. I thought it was kind of creative to restart it each time. It's not a lot of shows I remember that have done that. And what I mean by purposely bad, the effects are supposed to be bad. Bad background stuff, bad makeup effects. You know, the guy's climbing on what's obviously a fake wall and he keeps falling. He finds these creatures with, you know, bad, shaggy costuming, which they have sex with tentacle stuff hidden a pineapple. I'm like, what year was this? Did James Cameron steal from this movie? I can't remember what year this came out, to be fair. I think, you know, remember James Cameron's Avatar with the hair and, you know, it's linked up like a power plug for sex. I'm like, these guys did the same thing, but I don't know which, I can't remember which came first. So this might have come out after Avatar, to be fair, but. And again, they're trying to look like that Land of Lost TV. Some might not even remember Land of Lost TV show for way, way, way back in the day. Which, I mean, you can look on YouTube on what Land of Lost is. Let alone Saul the Mole Man. And then it ends, the first episode ends with this leader of the Mole Men being very nice and courteous. Hey, how's it going? And then Saul gets scared and stabs it right through the head with this pole. Then you get the second episode and the leader's still alive, but he's out of it, even with this big pole in his head. And his two Mole Men creature sons are arguing on what to do. One's a nice one, one's a turncoat sumbitch who wants to take the pole out so that he'll die and then he'll become leader. Well, you have the nice son as well. And the leader's going, don't worry, I'm fine. And there's like another creature that's a doctor, and he's got glasses, but his eyes are here. So the glass, one of the glasses is not covering anything because his other eye is over here. Imagine you have eye here, and but he's having glasses like this. So it's silly, it's goofy, it's stupid, but you know what? It was creative. It was quick enough so it wasn't boring. I think it's only like 10 minutes, 11 minutes or so. That's with the end credits. And so it was, at the very least, refreshing compared to the political or crappy, watered down stuff of today. And what I meant by purposely being bad, like for example, there's a bit where he captures a mole man and is going to wear its skin. So he's cutting it up like a vivisection, all this blood hitting him. Reminds me of the scene in Dracula Dead and Loving It. If what was his name? Guy from the TV show Wings. He was in the Steven Weber. The guy was in the Shining TV movie. And Dracula Dead and not Steven Weber. What was his name? Was it Steven Weber? I can't remember. The guy who was the star in the Shining TV miniseries. He was in Dracula Dead and Loving It, and each time he hit this blood explosion. So it was kind of like that. But when it cuts to the guy, knife touching it, he's just doing this. It's not cutting anything. There's no blood. He just places it here. Then it cuts to, and then back to this. It depends how you feel about that kind of humor. If it's stupid, it's not funny, it ain't gonna do anything. To me, I'm like, Okay, I get what they're doing. Like I said, I think Dark Place was much more funnier and more wittier, but this had some fun to it. And he's wearing the suit and he's pretending to be, and people don't know if he's a human in this. People think he's that guy. Was it Walter or something? They just beat the hell out of him. You owe me money, or the wife puts him into counseling and all this stuff. And from what I understand, later on in the show, there's like a mutant mole woman, but it's a very beautiful human, and she becomes part of it, among other stuff. There's like a little mole man that becomes friend. I don't know, just this is a very strange, weird fever dream of a situation, and I'll give it credit where it's creative and it was different. It's tough when you're doing something to purposely be bad, because usually if it's bad and unintended, that's when it's funnier. This old phrase, someone slips on a banana or slips on ice. Someone slips on ice, maybe you do that. You may feel bad afterward, but if someone looks around, whoa, I does it on purpose, it's not as funny. So it's hard to do that. But like I said, because of just wondering what the hell's going to happen next, which is a lot for Adult Swim. That's usually a taste for them, like Robot Chicken. What other thing, like Smurfs beats with the movie Seven? Like, what else is next? And even the bits I saw of Aqua Teen Hunger Force, yeah, it does. There is no rules, so I can at least appreciate that. Where that and the short running time, it doesn't become boring. So I would say check out some clips online. If you're interested, it's on Adult Swim website to see for free. If not, I can, that's fine as well. I can understand. But at least it was something a bit different. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.